It's been several months since Disney's Snow White hit theaters, and to say it underperformed would be an understatement. The film became one of the studio's most predictable box office disasters in recent years. Long before its release, controversy had already surrounded it, largely due to lead actress Rachel Zegler's outspoken comments in interviews and promotional appearances. But the problems didn't stop there. At its core, the film itself struggled. Critics described it as poorly written, uninspired, and simply lacking the magic audiences expect from a Disney classic. Even without the storm of backlash, it likely would have faced a tough road. Yet when you mix weak storytelling with public outrage toward Zegler, and a quieter but noticeable wave of criticism toward her co-star Gal Gadot, the result was inevitable: a financial catastrophe. The numbers speak volumes. Snow White managed to scrape together just over $200 million worldwide, a crushing loss for a movie believed to have cost Disney well over $350 million to produce, especially after extensive reshoots in the UK. To this day, Disney has not released the official production figures, which many suspect were inflated by the repeated filming delays and additional scenes. Now, for the first time since the release, Gal Gadot herself is speaking out. In a recent interview, she addressed the film's collapse and, interestingly, connected the failure not only to the controversy surrounding her co-star but also to broader political tensions within Hollywood. According to Gadot, the pressure many in the entertainment industry felt to publicly denounce Israel after the October attacks played a role in shaping the atmosphere around the film. She explained that during filming, she genuinely enjoyed working alongside Rachel Zegler, calling the experience fun and saying they shared good moments on set. However, she admitted that once political pressure began mounting in Hollywood, the environment shifted dramatically. When asked directly, Gadot maintained that she believed Snow White could have been successful. She said she expected audiences to enjoy it and was hopeful for a hit, but in her words, "You win some, you lose some." She framed the film's poor performance as part of the unpredictability of the business, though her comments strongly suggested that politics, and the climate surrounding the Israel-Palestine conflict, weighed heavily on the film's reception. Still, it's difficult to ignore the elephant in the room: Rachel Zegler's repeated public rants and controversial interviews in the years leading up to the release. Gadot never directly blamed her co-star, but many interpret her remarks as the closest she will come to acknowledging that Zegler's politicized statements turned Snow White into a cultural battleground. By tying promotional appearances to divisive political messaging, Zegler may have alienated large portions of the audience long before the movie even had a chance. To be fair, Gadot herself didn't escape criticism. Her performance in the film was widely panned, with her musical sequences, in particular, described as awkward and unconvincing. Some industry watchers argue that even without controversy, the film would have struggled to cross $500 or $600 million globally, far below Disney's expectations for such a high-budget remake. Yet when all the factors are combined, the poor reviews, the inflated budget, Zegler's outspoken activism, and the political tensions surrounding Gadot's Israeli identity, the film was destined to collapse. What should have been Disney's next fairy tale triumph instead turned into one of the company's most expensive failures in history. Today, Gadot says she remains disappointed that the movie's reception was overshadowed by controversy, but she insists she has no regrets about her work or her time on set. Still, many fans see her words as a subtle acknowledgement that the film's downfall wasn't just about the story, but about the politics attached to it. And now, as Disney continues to face mounting criticism for its string of box office bombs, Snow White has become a symbol of what happens when Hollywood's creative risks collide with culture wars. As a recent update, industry insiders say Disney has quietly shelved plans for several live-action projects as the company reconsiders its strategy, trying to avoid repeating the mistakes made with Snow White. In the end, the message is clear: when movies become political lightning rods, audiences often turn away. And for Disney, the lessons from Snow White may echo for years to come.